Having created the mobile nav, now we are ready to turn it into a real desktop homepage navigation in form of a left sidebar. Why left? Well, because we will also have the right sidebar later on. So let's focus on the left first. I'll create a new component in the components folder under navigation, and I'll call it LeftSidebar.tsx. Keep in mind that now we're outside of the navbar folder because this is a sidebar. I'll run rafce and I'll put it within the root layout. Right here where we have the navbar, we can create a div just below it. And then here we can create a left sidebar coming from navigation. Now you cannot see it yet, so let's actually change some styles here. I'll give this main a class name equal to background -light 850 underscore dark 100 and relative. This will change it to a nicer background. Let's also give this div a class name equal to flex. And then below the sidebar, let's have a section within which we'll have a div and within which we can place this children. Now this section will have a class name of flex min-h-screen, so it takes the full height of the screen, flex-1, flex-call, so the elements appear in a column. There we go, now we have a different color. We can give it a padding X of 6, padding bottom of 6, padding top of 36, and on max MD devices, padding bottom of 14, and on small devices, padding X of 14. I found those values to work well, and you can see that the padding actually pushes now the title of each one of these pages, so we can see on which page we're on. If I go to DevFlow, we can now see Welcome to the World of Next.js. But that's not why we're here, right? We're here to see the sidebar. First, let me just provide a class name to this div, such as mx auto, so margin left and right auto, w full, and max w of 5xl. So this is a max width that our content can take. You can see that this just pushed the content to the middle, so we have enough space for the sidebar. So let's develop it. Our sidebar will actually be a section. A section within which we'll have a div that'll have a class name equal to flex, flex-1, flex-call, and a gap of 6, within which we can render nav links. Yep, the same component we used in our mobile nav. Let's fix the typo, save it, and take a look at this. We have something that kinda resembles a sidebar. But now let's style it further. In this case, I can actually put the editor to the right side so we can see what we're doing. I'll give it a class name equal to custom-scrollbar. So this is to hide the ugly default scroll bar. Background-light 900 underscore dark 200. Light-border sticky left-0 top-0. So we can position it to the top. H-screen, so it takes the full height of the screen. Flex, flex-call, justify -between. Overflow, Y auto. Border right, so border R. Padding of 6 to create some spacing. Padding top of 36 to account for the navbar. Shadow-light 300. On dark mode, shadow-none. It's not needed. On max SM devices, we'll simply hide it. And on large devices, we'll make it 266 pixels to give it some more space. That's going to extend it a bit. And with that, we have something that already resembles a very nice looking sidebar. And it's actually fully functional as well. But if you compare it to the design, there's also something that we have on the bottom left. We can have a logout button, or we can have some other buttons, such as these ones here, like login, sign up, similar to what we have in the mobile, but we'll make them just a tiny bit different. So I'll go back and I'll go below the div that wraps the nav links and create another div with a class name equal to flex, flex-call, and a gap of 3. Within it, I can basically copy and paste the two buttons that I have in the mobile navigation. So I'll head down and I'll copy those two sheet closes. I'll paste them right here within this div. But in this case, they don't have to be sheet close. So I'll completely remove the sheet close. The link will actually go inside of the button, like this, and same situation here. Make sure to import the button and the link if you haven't. And on this desktop sidebar, we have some more space to show an image. So right above the span, let's render a Next.js image with a source equal to /icons /account.svg with an alt tag of account, width of about 20, height of about 20, and a class name of invert-colors. And we'll also hide it on large devices, so we can say LG hidden. We only want to show this on smaller devices, and likewise, we will hide the text on small devices. So we can say max LG, we will hide the text, because text takes more space than the icon. Also, we have to give this button as child property, because technically it will become a link. Now we can do the same thing for the second button, give it as child, and we can copy and paste this image that we had from above, put it above sign up, and change the icons from account to sign-up. And we can also wrap the sign up in a span that has a class name of maxLG hidden. I'll show you what this does. So if you look at it, now we have login and sign up text alongside all of the other icons or links. And if I start collapsing it, you'll notice that at one point, all the text elements disappear to allow us to have more space for the central content, which is why we're here in the first place. Not to read the navigation, which at this point is taking a large point of the screen, rather to focus on the content itself. So now as we collapse further, you can see it actually disappears, and then instead of it, we have this nice mobile sidebar. This is looking great. So not only did we make this mobile and desktop responsive, it's also tablet responsive. That's when we hide these text elements right here. Great job. Considering that creating the mobile navbar was a lot harder since we were developing this reusable navlinks component for the first time, developing this left sidebar for desktop devices was a breeze. Everything works so smoothly and looks exactly like it does on the design. And while we're on the roll with creating navbars and sidebars, what do you say that we develop the right sidebar next? That's this one that shows the hot questions that people have been asking, as well as some popular tags that have the most questions listed.